Live, but it's not live yet. You're live.
Alrighty, hi, and welcome to Facebook Live and Instagram Live. The sisters are in. It's been a bit. I'm Marnie Nir, expert coach at Handel Group, and this is my sister, Lauren Zander, co-founder and chairwoman at Handel Group. And we got your questions, so thank you. Yeah. All right, today's topic, Lauren, is love. Aww.
Yay!
We do like this topic, and we haven't had it in a little bit. All right, before we start, I'm going to ask you a couple questions so we can do a little coaching beforehand, and then we're going to get to your questions, okay? So many people have heard this already, but for those of you who haven't, Lauren's invented a hack into, like, how do you know if someone's your one? Or how do you know what you want when you're looking for your one? And dating and all that. Right? And we call it the 3 H's. So Lauren, you want to give them a little Reader's Digest on the H's.
Okay, and just so you know, if you already are happily in love and this isn't your subject, this method of thinking about yourself works in career, it works in anything. Okay, so here's how it rolls. Consider you have a head, you have a heart, and you have a hoo-ha. Your hoo-ha, when it's not sexy time, is cool, right? So if it's a career, are you into that thing? Is it sexy? Does it turn you on? Not like a vibrator, okay? Good. So head, heart, and hoo-ha are the ways to hack in to what you most want. And the reason it's important to separate them out is because what matters most to your head is not what matters most to your heart. What matters most to your heart is not what matters most to your hoo-ha. Sometimes they share the same notion, and most of the time they're actually competing forces, right? So your hoo-ha definitely wants to feel this guy is so cool, he doesn't need you, he wants you, oh my God, it's so great. Your heart's like, what do you mean he doesn't want me? Right? Like, ew, he should want me every day, even when I'm sick. Hoo-ha's like, why? You're gross, right? And in your head's like, and can he pay for this thing? Or can she, like, does she have a job? Right? So each voice, your head, your heart, and your hoo-ha have very different parameters of what matters most to them. And then the mistake that all humans make, all of us, is that we think that the head, the heart, and the hoo-ha are competing out of 100%. Which means your head should get 60%, and what matters most to your mind should matter the most. Your heart should be second, and your hoo-ha, throw it, come on, get it up for him, right? Or whatever you would say, okay? But in Handel method, what I figured out is that your head, your heart, and your hoo-ha actually are out of 300%. No, you're not going to get everything you want in each area, like 100%, but you're also not compromising the way you're willing to compromise right now. So what I have people do is I have people figure out everything that matters most to their head. Your head is the resume, job, religion, where you want to live, do you like the same vacations, do you, does you're a pot
in the same town.
Even you're a pothead and he's a drinker, like it could be anything and everything that matters to your head going, I could stay with you for the rest of my life. We agree. Heart. That's the laugh at the jokes, care about safety and oversharing and answering questions. Like the heart cares about intimacy, being alone, playing, laughing, and just feeling safe.
Trust. Respect.
Respect.
It's also a good one.
And the hoo-ha, right, it's obvious, right? See science. See, he's hot. You can imagine the pictures of the children, right? Yeah. And you still want to later, and you're very attracted to them. Even when you're not, you're like good with having sex with them, right? Like even if you're like, I'd rather watch TV, you're like, all right, it's you. Okay? So head, heart, and hoo-ha, 300%. And then what I want, if you know Handel, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, write out what matters most to your head, and then where is this human? Heart, where is this human, right? And then you use it to really know yourself, share yourself, and really make sure you're aligned. You're not getting rejected. You're not trying to fix or change someone. You're looking for a fit.
Right? So it should help you on dating, right? Like it should help you write your profile, right? Because now you know what actually matters to you and you're being honest about it. And then dating, it gives you awesome first 3 date questions to find out everything and really answer everything. Okay?
Right.
So there you go. All right, question time.
Excellent.
All right. Well, this goes right there. How important is physical attraction, Lauren?
It's out of 10, right? So what I have found, sadly, right, like pretty sadly, is that rightfully so, the head and the heart seem to weigh way more to most relationships than the hoo-ha. And where people make a mess is they try to sell out like she's gorgeous, he's so gorgeous, he's so my type, like, oh, I feel so much chemistry, but I don't trust him and he lives in Colorado, right? Like, so, right, like people will sell out for the hoo-ha, but they can tell they are, and they're not impressed with themselves that they are, right? Like they know better. That doesn't mean you do better, but you know better. So it's not a big sale to go, God, you're picking, like, isn't she gorgeous, but you don't like talking to her all night. That's a problem. And they're like, you're right. It's so shallow. Right? So yes, there's a part to the hoo-ha that after your head's happy and your heart's happy, your hoo-ha has to be just as happy as your head and your heart. And you could have a very happy hoo-ha and be unhappy with your head or your heart, and that should weigh more, does weigh more. It's really worth a lot, but if you're not attracted to the person, or you're working hard to be attracted, or you're selling yourself that it's okay that you're less attractive, that will be why you get divorced or get over sex altogether. And that turns you into roommates. Like really good roommates raising kids together, but that is not at all the love of your life. So I think sex is an incredible indicator, incredibly important. It's not more important or less important. It's really critical, as critical as the other two.
Awesome. I don't really have anything to add. Either do the right math. 100, 100, 100. They all get a vote. Do the right math. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. This is interesting. All right. Mm-hmm. Can trust be restored after your wife cheats with your best friend? Been together for 10 years.
Okay. So here's the first answer. Yes. Like it really, yes. 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 Hi, Mom and Dad. My dad cheated on my mother and they figured it out. They really figured it out. They did the work. They forgave each other. Or she forgave him, you know, but she had a whole side to herself that explained it too, right? Like it really came together and they wanted to fix it. Was it an easy fix? No. Is that a popular problem in relationships? You should be scared of yours right now if you need that kind of help, because most people play dumb to how much other people over time get it on. Okay, so yes, it can be healed. Yes, you can restore it. Yes, you really have to want to. And yes, it has to make sense, right? Like you haven't been sexual since the kids came. Like you really understand you started ignoring it. Like it really makes sense. He's not this scoundrel that you never trusted and has never been trustworthy, but really dynamics changed in your relationship. That makes sense on both sides. And what died together. Sadly, you got more murdered in the death, like bloodier. But that doesn't mean you didn't both get there or could have stopped getting there. So if you have faith in him, love, and marriage, then of course you can work through it. If you believe he's going to become trustworthy again, like he was. If he's never been trustworthy, and he's trying to save the family, save his money, save the scene, run.
Yeah, obviously it's such a deep question and there's a lot of work to go do, right? So, but that's good.
And you don't have to be in a hurry, right? So I'm dealing with a client right now who's in a disaster, this making. And the lesson that I put him in is we're not making any decisions yet. We can't trust any decision you're making, yes or no. I believe them both. We're doing one day at a time. And you don't have to go anywhere because either way, if you're going to end, it should end well. And if it gets back together, it will naturally keep on staying together. But one day at a time lets you like slowly deal with it. And so you are at one day at a time. There's another name I call for the hell you're in right now, which is the crucible. What does that mean? That means something's getting purified and it feels like you're burning. And everything's burning. And it all can go up in flames or not. It's actually purifying it all, right? So there's what you're going to have to own and see and forgive and want and him and all of it. It's you get a coach, get Lori Gerber on your team right now, right? And if you can't afford her and you have healthcare, like find someone who can mediate, knows what they're doing, and has been recommended to you. And there really is a process to do one day at a time and really take your time to see if this is an ending or a reboot.
Yeah. And the deep work that's possible of the lessons you both need to go learn or where this falls in lineage, like all that gets uncovered. So it's deeper and way more spiritual than you might know right at this moment in your anger and hurt.
And we all err on the side of how dare he cheat, how dare she cheat, how dare you have another drink, right? Like, humans, like we really err way more, like more people have cheated than haven't. More people are going to the grave with their cheating than haven't. Like as you go, how could this happen to me? How could he do this to me? How it's really the other way around. It's way more popular and people don't even know how. They've been married 20 years, they don't even know how to get each other off. And they're lying about it, right? Like the amount of lies in a relationship, you know, and the revolution we need about revelation and intimacy. So don't hurt yourself like you failed so hard. Wonder if everyone's lying. Okay? Yes. Ooh, how exciting. What good news, Lauren. You're so inspiring.
There you go. All right.
Apologies.
All right, here's another. Ready? How do you call in your life partner?
Well, first of all, it's a test. What does that mean? You can't quit. You can't stop. You can't. It's like if you want to be a singer, when are you done trying to make it as a singer? Right? Never. You're never, it's never done. If it hasn't happened to your liking yet, keep going. Right? You don't know when it's going to happen and you're not in charge of when. You wish you were in charge of when, but you're not. Okay? I wish I was in charge of when, but I'm not. I can make a very long, serious list of being pissed about how good I was, how hard I worked, how much I followed integrity in all my instructions, and it still didn't give me what I wanted, exactly what I wanted, or even late. Is that too dramatic?
No,
all right, so I just can't let go of my dream or believing it's going to happen in the next hour or minute or the breakthrough's always coming. So one ingredient is you have to believe, and you have to believe till you're dead. And you're worth it, they're worth it, and it's coming any minute. It's a catch-22. You can't give up your life and not be happy this moment that he's not there or she's not there. You have to believe they're there. And you have to enjoy your time off because they're coming any minute. So you have to stay in a state of belief and not hate your life, that you're lonely, how come, feel punished, right? So that's critical attitude. Second, critical is you actually have to be taking all the right actions to be hunting for the person for real, right? So how do you make people do it, Lauren? I'm like 30 minutes a day swiping, clicking, right? No, really. And making sure your profile is the truth and you're not taking it personally and you're really engaged in going out and playing. And I really recommend FaceTimes. Like you like the person, you think they're awesome, then do a FaceTime so the hoo-ha gets a vote. And then go out on a date if everybody's screaming yay.
Yeah, there's really no reason you should ever go out on a bad date again. Vet people.
Start texting, then move to a phone call, and then after you enjoy the phone call, you're like, he's like, when should we meet up? And you're like, oh, there's this one more thing. One more thing. Let's do a FaceTime. You want to do it tomorrow so we can, right? Let's have a FaceTime date. Why do you need a FaceTime date? I don't know why. Why? I just want to make sure the chemistry's there. And you can, I love everything. I'm so excited, but I just want to, like, if you're going to dump me, not like my pictures, not really feel it, we'll know from chemistry. So let's let science in and just make sure it's great. We'll both know, and then we'll go on a date after that. But okay.
Most people are great about it. You should watch the ones that aren't.
It means their wife's in the background, their kids are in the background, or
20 pounds, go.
Bald head, right?
Hair.
Something off.
Yes.
Where we
Otherwise, it's a really smart idea for both of you. Saving time and money.
And anyone who can't appreciate that chemistry weighs that much is lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that it? Was those two? Or do we?
What was that? Did I answer?
I think so.
What was that?
What was it? How do you call it in?
Okay, so one, never give up. And here's what I love. I love this assignment. So one of my favorite dead philosophers is named Neville Goddard. And there's this one recording, he's like prolific with, like, he has lots of content, but there's the one that I love.
Don't drive while listening.
Okay, there's the one that I love, and it's called Feeling is the Secret. How hokey is that? I know, but it was like from the 50s, okay? It beat those other ones. Feeling is the Secret. Go find it and listen to it, because it teaches how to believe in your mind and how to really program yourself beautifully to be present to what you want and believe it's happening. You'll need it. And write up your head, your heart, and your hoo-ha, what it most wants. And then go to sleep every night, even though you're alone, believing he's laying next to you or she's laying next to you. And really imagine it and smile and feel it. Like, actually get into you create reality, and your imagination happens first, and then you bring it toward you, right? So you're manifesting at night before bed. In Neville Goddard's whole story, he says that's where your subconscious is, which is what you want to imprint. Let him explain it, not me. I did good. All right. And that would be and we're going to be coming out with the 3 H's. We did this whole program, and it's going to turn into a dating site, I promise. Yeah. Anyway, not yet. That's when I go to sleep too. You can't see the dating site.
I completely can see it. It's going to be awesome. We're going to help you that. We really are.
Okay, good.
I think we're getting those closed shop. All right, so Laura, we're closing. So thank you. Remember, $50 off if I ask one of your questions. And also in the comments and in Instagram's bio, there will be a coupon for $75 off of Inner You. So you should sign up for Inner You. There is also a masterclass with Lori Gerber leading that's coming up in August. So the code is Sisters Are In. Cute. Use it. Sign up. It's fucking awesome. I think that's it.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye.